I don't know why people do these kind of things, but it's borderline, if not over the line of treason.
You believe it's treason to leak some of this stuff? You believe that's treason?
I do believe it is. I believe when you leak the kind of information that seems to be routinely leaked, the high level of classification, you are telling the...
And what was leaked on this Manchester bombing, you believe, maybe even meets say treason?
I think it's darn close to treason.
That was the DHS Secretary John Kelly suggesting that the numerous leaks are borderline treasonous. Here with reaction from the American Center for Law and Justice, Jay Sekulow, Circa News, Sarah Carter, John Solomon. Good to see you all. Sarah, I will begin with you. You guys keep unraveling the layers of the onion here. You had a very big story last week. I just mentioned with Newt Gingrich, listed all of the leaks. What's new and how bad is it?
Well, I think it's very significant, and General Kelly, Secretary Kelly brought up a really good point, Sean. When you think of the Manchester bombing, when you think of those leaks, those pictures that were leaked out to the New York Times that showed there was a secondary trigger on the bomb that actually gave away information that there was a large network working with Abedi here in Manchester. One of the most important issues that people don't realize is that while there's an ongoing investigation between the United States, Great Britain, and our allies overseas, intelligence allies, it gave away information to Al-Qaeda, to ISIS. So as soon as that story broke, people started to scramble and were on the run. This is why these leaks are so dangerous. They're so narrow. And if you're thinking of it in a bigger case, like the stories that John and I have reported on, I mean, those stories are significant because that affects the Fourth Amendment rights of Americans, and it allows information to not only lay in the hands of the intelligence community, but to be moved into the hands of private citizens and third parties and forbidden parties, as we exposed with the FBI, with the foreign surveillance court documents.
Where are we in terms of your discovery? And we even had the admission by Brennan last week of unmasking, and that's something you reported in detail. How deep is this going to come out to be, and as much as how bad is it?
Well, it's clearly a lot worse than it was a few years ago. Both the amount of searches, the amount of unmaskings, and the amount of violations are correspondingly going up since 2011 when a lot of these rules were loosened. And I think the people that have the ball in their hands now are the members of Congress who are going to debate this law, Section 702, that allowed all this to occur. And it's going to come down to them to decide where are they going to set a new line between privacy and security. And I think the comment that Jay just made about the Fourth Amendment being an afterthought, it sort of is when you read these opinions. It's almost like after the fact they realize they were violating one of the most core principles of the Constitution. And I think that lack of seriousness about how serious that line is for privacy for Americans, it seems to be fading as more time goes on.
This is chilling. All right, guys, stay right there. We'll have more with Jay Sekulow, Sarah Carter, John Solomon, as we continue on this busy breaking news Tuesday night. Thanks for being with us.
Hospitalized.
All right, as we continue on Hannity with Jay Sekulow, Sarah Carter, John Solomon. All right, go back to your report. I was actually on vacation, although a lot of people speculated otherwise, Sarah, but welcome to my world. But go back to the report on, I believe it was Thursday night when you guys wrote that up.
Oh, yeah. Well, John and I both put together this story. We were able to expose the documents that had been released by the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court with the FBI, regarding the FBI, and it was called the Search for Warrantless Data. So this is basically not information gathered by the FBI with a warrant, but information that has been gathered through the NSA by the FBI, warrantless. Now, Director James Comey said on May 3rd during a hearing that all of the warrantless data that was collected by the FBI was actually carefully collected. There was a lot of oversight. There were precautions taken. And what we found out from the documents from the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court was that that was not the case at all. In fact, in hundreds of cases, the FBI searched through warrantless data, shared information with a forbidden party. It's incredible.
We're short on time. Jay, are there going to be arrests here? Does the administration now know the severity of the deep state? Are they going to stop what is happening here and the violation of law, the committing of felonies, and the trampling of our Constitution and our Fourth Amendment rights?
Well, the Attorney General said he is going to put an end to these leaks, and that means he's got to impanel a grand jury, and hopefully one's been impaneled to stop this so that it doesn't continue. But I take it a step further. James Comey, I got breaking news alert for everyone. James Comey did not tell the truth again when it came to a data collection. Is anyone shocked at this? But where's the consequence? So, Sean, here's what I would say to the administration. Until you have that grand jury impaneled, until there are charges brought against those that are committing these crimes, there will be no accountability. You have to take affirmative legal action now. There's no alternative. For the sake of the constitutional republic, that's what hangs in the balance on these kind of cases, is the constitutional republic.
Last word, John.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, until there's a really serious evaluation of why we're leaking and why people aren't being punished, this is going to continue to go on. Just look at the corresponding numbers. They keep going up.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you all. Your reporting has been amazing. I think it's one of the biggest stories that we've had in our lifetime, and people better pay attention because this is really serious. Thank you both. Thank you all three of you. When we come back, a very important question of the day. We need your input. Straight ahead.